Hi, this is Muhammad Imran. In this video lecture, I'll talk about properties of human language. So the first property of human language is reflexivity. The second one is arbitrariness. The third one is productivity. The fourth one is cultural transmission. The fifth one is displacement, while the last and the sixth one is called duality. So these features are only restricted to human communication or human language, because it is said that animal can communicate but they can't use a language. In other words, these features or these 6 characteristics can't be found in the communication system of animals. So let's discuss one by one. So the first characteristic of human language is reflexivity. By reflexivity, we mean that human language is reflexive. So we are capable to think and talk about language. For example, I may tell you, your language is very sophisticated. Or I may tell you the adjectives you are using are very interesting. While on the other hand, animals are not reflective. Animals can't think about language, or animal can't talk about language. So this is only the characteristic or the property of human language. So this is the first thing that distinguishes human communication from animal. Now let's come and talk about the second characteristic of human language. So the second characteristic of human language is displacement. By displacement, we mean that human being can talk about distant time or distant place. We can talk about past, we can talk about future, we can talk about distant places. While on the other hand, animals don't have this capability. They are not capable to talk about past, even to talk about yesterday, to talk about previous year, to talk about previous month, and to talk about England. While I can say that I was in Islamabad last night. While if you ask like your cat or a dog that where were you yesterday? So the cat and the dog can't reply you, right? Like a dog may just bark or a cat may just say meow. So this capability we can't find in animal. This is also a human being capability that they can talk about past, they can talk about future, they can talk about distant places also. So this is the second feature. The third characteristic of human language is arbitrariness. It means there is no natural connection between a linguistic form and its meaning. For example, we are using a word cat, C-A-T, cat. So cat refers to an animal which exists in this world, right? So there is no natural connection that why do we use a word cat for this animal? Or for example, if I say pen, P-E-N, pen, the meaning the word pen gives, there is no natural connection. Why do we call pen a pen? Why don't we call it a marker? Right? Why do we call this animal cat? Why don't we call it like dog? So there is no natural connection between a linguistic form and the meaning given by this linguistic form. So this is called arbitrariness. So we can call it, okay, they traditionally or conceptually we call it like cat, right? But this is quite arbitrary. This connection is quite arbitrary. The fourth characteristic of human language is productivity. That human language is productive. All the time we are adding new words to human language according to the demand and according to the need. With the passage of time, we see that new words are added into dictionary. Right? So we have capability to produce new utterances and new words. While animal like thousands of years ago, they were producing the same sounds and still they are producing the same sound. So there is no like the process of productivity in the communication system of animal, while human language is productive. The fifth characteristic of human language is cultural transmission. It means we are not born with a specific language, or language is not inherited. We may inherit some other features of our parents, right? We may inherit the color of our eyes, we may inherit the color of our hair, we may inherit some other physical features. But language is not inherited to us from our parents. For example, a child may be born in Pakistan, right? From childhood, right, he is taken to America. So he will acquire not Urdu or Pashto language. He or she will acquire an English language, right? There's a different culture. Or a child or a baby is born in a Pathan family, and that baby is grown in Punjab. So a baby will acquire Punjabi language, not the language of parents. So it means that language is not inherited, and we acquire language in a particular culture. And it's not true with animals. If a cat is born in Pakistan, right, a cat will produce meow. Or if a cat is born in America, a cat will produce meow. And a dog will produce here bow wow. And a dog with the same bow wow will produce also in America and any part of the world. So it's mean, okay, that language is cultural transmission, right? We acquire language in a particular culture, and it's not true with animal. So animal communicate or animal acquire, right, to produce certain sound by birth, inherited. So these sounds are fixed in animals. Animal, regardless if it is born anywhere in the world, will produce the same sound. While a child, if a child is born in Pakistan and is brought up somewhere else, right, in Saudi Arabia, in England, or in America, will produce that particular language. So it means language is not inherited for human being, while the communication system for animal, that is inherited. So that is another characteristic of human language which distinguishes human being from animals. The last and sixth characteristic of human language is duality. Duality means that human language has two layers, or it has two levels. At first level, we produce distinct sounds which have no meaning. For example, if I say P, it doesn't have any meaning. Or if I say A, it doesn't have any meaning. Or if I say N, it doesn't have any meaning. Then properly we combine these distinct sounds and we make them meaningful. For example, I put P and then I put A and then I put N and I say pen. Similarly, we have another example like we say B. B doesn't have any meaning. And A, it doesn't have any meaning. And N, it doesn't have any meaning. When we properly combine these distinct sounds, so we produce a meaningful word, and that is bin. While on the other hand, animals, they don't have this kind of procedure or this process, right? To have distinct two levels. They produce sounds at one level, not two levels. Right? So this is the last characteristic of human language, that human language has two levels. On the first level or first layer, we produce distinct sounds, and these sounds don't have meaning. And when these sounds are properly combined, we give them proper combination, then we give them meaning, right? So this is the second layer. So thank you so much. I hope you would have enjoyed and you would have learned the properties of human language. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to subscribe and like the channel.